Good morning, all. Let's get into things. Talking about 10 interesting articles I found floating around the crypto space that happened past day or so, just depending on how I feel. So let's dig into things. Hope you got your coffee. All right, first up, good old Chainlink and Cosmos working with China's digital currency initiative, or their grand blockchain initiative, as Mr. David Pan has said. Smart Contract, the company behind the Chainlink Oracle network, is going to be helping the state-backed blockchain based service network, or BSN, with sourcing reliable information about the real world. Now, it's kind of cool. Chainlink is a project that does get talked about on some of the more seedy crypto discussion platforms. You're listening and you know the one I'm talking about. Yeah, I go there sometimes too. It's a good place to get interesting information and see what people are shilling from time to time. All right, so yeah, it's kind of cool. So what Chainlink is it helps different blockchains interact. In fact, I think it's defined here much better than I can explain. So Chainlink specialty is oracles, which are trusted providers of off-chain information to determine the outcomes of on-chain smart contracts. So an oracle might tell a contract who won the presidential election, which would trigger payouts to users who bet on the victorious candidate. Here's an example. It can also facilitate discussions in between different blockchains. I believe it's in the top 15 of market cap right now, and it's less than $5, but I don't know exactly how much. It's probably somewhere between $4.50 and $5 right now. So it's definitely an interesting platform. Pairing up with China is a good move for them. You know, that government's got a lot of money to throw around. So yeah. So what they're trying to do is create a hyperledger distributed app that can track logistics in real time and could send data to the hub, where another dApp based on Ethereum would be authorized to access. As it stands, these systems are pretty much separate. That's what they mean by siloed off from each other. But yeah, they want to do like this service hub thing and create like an internet of blockchains. You know, we've talked about before, China's making their own digital currency. So I could see Chainlink kind of playing into that because it could facilitate different things. Definitely an interesting partnership, something to keep an eye on. I could see Chainlink rising because of this, especially as it continues. Full disclosure, I don't own any Chainlink. At this point, I'm like, I probably should, but that's going to depend on the amount of money I have laying around. But yeah, no, it's definitely interesting. It's something to keep an eye on. Because, you know, blockchains can't be directly connected to each other, but this facilitates those linkages, and it's really cool. But yeah, no, definitely something to keep an eye on. Hey, all right, moving on to number 2, we got to talk about Vechain again. Good old Vechain. It's supposedly getting ready for a correction because a 600% bull rally is reaching exhaustion. Apparently, this Vechain Thor technology has been able to solve real-world problems. We actually talked about that, I think, 2 days ago now, for a wide range of industries, fueling a 600% rally in 3 months. But technical indicators, everyone's favorite, TA, technical analysis, is showing that it's ready for correction. You know, I don't need to be an expert in technical analysis to be like, yeah, it is probably ready for a correction. Like, you don't have a 6x in 3 months without some type of pullback. It's natural, and it's nothing to really be worried about. If you owned Vechain prior to the 600% bull run, might be time to think about maybe selling a little bit of it, just so that way you can realize any gains you might want, for tax purposes or whatnot, and then buy back in once the price is adjusted a little bit lower. But again, I'm not a financial advisor. Everything I say, take it as you will, but don't consider it real sound financial advice. I'm just some dude with a microphone in his office yelling at a screen. But yeah. So yeah, Vechain's big thing is this traceability solution. We talked about it 2 days ago, where Vechain's traceability was applied to contact tracing in an airport for COVID. Kind of cool, but yeah. Bayer, which makes Bayer aspirin. I don't know. Those of you who are adults have probably taken aspirin at some point in your life, or you're on one of those daily regimens for your heart, and Bayer's the one you go to. But yeah, Bayer is trying to use this technology in its stuff. Walmart's China division of Sam's Club started developing a food traceability platform powered by it too. Like, Vechain's doing pretty good. It's starting to look like a real contender. It's offering real world solutions using the blockchain, which for me is big. I think for a cryptocurrency to survive long term in the space, it actually needs to do something. It can't just be, oh, look at this coin we made. It's slightly faster. Like, it needs to solve a problem. The people behind it need to have a goal in mind and need to work towards that goal. You can make money off those random coins that are created without a care in the world if they go viral or memeable. But for long-term success and long-term growth, you need things like what Vechain's doing right here. So hats off to them. I'm actually extremely bullish on Vechain right now because of this, even if it does correct. Again, full transparency. I don't own any Vechain, but I should probably maybe buy some if I can afford it. So yeah, it is similar to Ethereum. So it's a mixture of technology and currency. It's intended to store information about certain products. Unlike Origin Trail, oh dear Lord, my 90s is coming through. Vechain is significantly more capitalized and supported by a variety of large companies. An investigation of Vechain and Origin Trail covers the application field of supply chain management. I don't know if you guys are business majors or have any knowledge of that world. My brother actually has a supply chain management degree. He works for UPS. I know supply chain management is hugely profitable. People can make a lot of money in those roles, 6 figures plus, but it is a tough field and a very rigorous job. But logistics. Managing that supply chain is huge, and if Vechain can make it better, it will be used because it will alleviate pressure off people like my brother, and that's good. Yeah. Oh, and then, of course, topping it off, Coinbase is talking about adding Vechain, which, of course, we're going to talk about in a little bit about the Coinbase effect and how it can be a great thing and not so great thing at times. But yeah, the rest of this article is really just technical indicators. Here's why, here's how. It's looking like it's gonna, decrease sharply. But that level of retracement I don't think is a big deal. I really do think this is a good project for the long term. So with that being said, let's move on to Article 3, which is the Coinbase effect. See? Foreshadowing. Yeah. So yeah, does a Coinbase listing ensure a coin will increase in price? First off, I'm going to give a shout out to Decrypt. I actually really, really like their articles. They've got some really good long reads, deep reads. If you're looking to learn more about the crypto space, Decrypt, I think, is a good place for you to kind of read up on some things. Again, not being paid to advertise, just really like them. They should pay me though. If someone from Decrypt's listening, I am available. I really like your service. I will shout it out on this channel as much as you want me to. But, briefly, Coinbase listings, they have long been hailed price boosters, but actual data shows that if the increase happens, they're short-lived. Quick gains will happen within the first week. The broader market trends will prevail. But Coinbase tends to list coins that have a future. Tends. I'm not saying they do every time, but tends to. So market trends typically help. So yeah, when Coinbase? It's a rhetorical question from 2017. I'm still saying this about Cardano. But yeah, no, the potential for it is to boost prices. It really does. It gets in your head. But yeah, so the most recent groups, we got Bancor, Siacoin, Aragon, and oh look, Vechain cropping back up. I really do think Vechain is going to get listed on Coinbase, especially if they're already exploring it. So yeah, you'll see a positive trend, 20 to 40% going into the announcement, so all the hype, and then they appreciate another 20% in the next week to 10 days following things. But you got to keep an eye on things. Omnivise Go, we got a nice good chart right here. Oh my god, it got listed and then I mean, so the mean and median values, all these averages, blah blah blah. If you're looking for a 100% gain or a 10x follow listing, you're probably not going to get it. But if you're comfortable with seeing a 10% increase after a 20% increase from the announcement, when you have been following this coin for years and you've been holding it since before it was even possible that Coinbase would have considered to support this, it's a good idea. But any magic to the Coinbase effect, it'll be most likely felt in the first 10 days. So honestly, not financial advice. All I would do is when you see it start to crest and plateau and it looks like it's going to retract, I'd sell some of it. Realize your gains, and then when it settles back down, you can buy back in again. That's the good thing about Coinbase, is you can swap it instantly for like USD coin. Bam, you swapped it into a stable coin. You can then take that stable coin and either swap it right back when the market settles down, or you can withdraw, take it to a bank account, and all that fun stuff. Alrighty, but yeah. So I think that will probably conclude the amount of times I'm going to mention Vechain today. Possibly Chainlink too. I mean, Chainlink is on Coinbase, if memory serves. So, but we're going to hop over into a little funner one, Crypto.com. So they're actually doing a little bit of tech upgrading behind the scenes, paving the way for derivatives. Derivatives. So they're based out of Hong Kong, which I didn't know till I read this. So the upgrades are expected to increase performance and the throughput of the exchange. Nice little 10x. They announced on Thursday, including improvements to speed, scalability, and security. Not bad. It's been going on in beta at the end of last year. I do actually have some funds on crypto, and I use their purposes. I'm gaining solid like $1 a week from Bitcoin or something like that. Yeah, that's not right. It's probably like 60, 50 cents or something like that. I don't even know. I just know it's nice that I'm actually earning Satoshis while I'm sitting on my butt, and hopefully those Satoshis will 10x or 100x in a few years' time. And if not, well, I'm learning as I go. But yeah, so getting under the hood. The tenfold increased performance is thanks to a revamped machine learning engine and an order management system. And they're trying to appeal to high-frequency traders to get faster response time, stability, and real-time data. They are trying to make it that crypto becomes more like a one-stop shop, which is fine. They're trying to, they capture all these users, get them into the platform, and then keep them there where they can make more money. That is exactly how business is supposed to work. Like, they're doing anything. Like, I've worked for a number of businesses, and, that's why casinos have restaurants, hotels, music venues, and all those other things out in Vegas, because they want you to walk into that building and spend all your money without ever walking out. So Crypto.com's trying to do something pretty similar. That's fine. So, 3 core pillars of business: payments, trading, and lending. And as of today, trading is the biggest contributor to our bottom line. But they're trying to grow. And they get about 2 million users. That's not bad. Crypto.com, I've used it. I like it. It's worth using. I'll actually include a little invite link in the description. If you sign up, you'll get a little bit of their token. I'll get a little bit of their token. Everybody wins. If you don't want to use mine, I still say, sign up and use a buddy's referral link or something. But hey, helping me out supports the channel and lets me continue to make stuff like this. So, Let's move over to my favorite, and I believe number 5 on our list, Cardano. Oh, this industry executive thinks that Cardano, ADA, will be the 5th largest crypto in 2021. Well, that's really cool. Um, a talking head said it's going to be gonna increase in value. It, a lot of talking heads, a lot of opinions, and they're almost always wrong. But dear God, I want it to be right. So there was a time when it was a top 10. It actually is number 10 right now. I think it's flipped MCO, one of the Crypto.com coins, for the first time. It was trading above $1. I think some exchanges had it listed at like $1.25 or $1.30. $30 billion market cap, which I believe is what Ethereum is right about at right now, after losing all this thing. Yeah, so no, it's now the 11th. I think it's flipped back to 10. They're kind of going back and forth right now. But yeah, Ryan Selkis, the CEO of Messari, says he thinks, top 10 cryptocurrencies will get a facelift as real garbage has once again populated the industry. Let's actually pop over to CoinMarketCap. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether. I personally don't like Tether. They've had a lot of issues, but they're there. XRP, Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin SV, Litecoin, Binance Coin, EOS, and Cardano. I think when he's talking about garbage, I think he kind of means Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin SV, though maybe that's just me projecting. Litecoin, I could see it drop. I don't think Tezos is going to be that high forever. Look, there's Chainlink. See, I told you it was somewhere. And then number 13. I could see Chainlink popping up. And then on this list, IOTA's been doing some good things. Vechain, I think Vechain has a really good use case of cracking, top 20. BAT seems to be doing pretty well. Yeah, these top 10s, I really think number 6, 5, 6, and 7, I really do think. Especially this Bitcoin SV, not a huge fan. Bitcoin Cash, it's got a faster, lower transactions fees and a slightly faster time than Bitcoin, but it's hard to unseat the king. I could see Cardano hopping over all these and getting up here. That would at this time put it at roughly a $5 billion market cap, which would be 2.5x. So you'd be looking about a 25-cent. 2.5. You'd be looking about 20-cent Cardano. I think that's doable. I think that is really doable. Yeah, 4.5. I'd say 5. But yeah, no, Cardano will need to encroach on Ethereum, which old Charles Hoskinson is trying to do his best. Shelley, I believe, is supposed to drop on the 30th of this month, which is going to be nice. Staking's not going to be available until middle of August, I believe, but with Shelley out there, the code base will be available and on the mainnet, which is really cool. So I'm interested to see if we'll see a rise from that. I will be honest, I do own a good amount of ADA. I'm extremely bullish on it. I love it. And all that fun stuff. So, yeah. But, Selkis is notably not one of the only executives expecting a shakeup. Co-founder of BlockFire, this Simon Dedetic, is saying something. I will get some serious hate, but I stand my opinion. XRP, BCH, PSV, LTC, and EOS absolutely do not deserve to be in the top 10. I agree with him with the exception of XRP. They vanish, and we get Vechain, Chainlink, Tezos, or Atom. I think Cardano is going to take Tezos. I don't think Tezos is going to be a big one, but that's just my opinion. Yeah, but no. I'm really excited for these two and Cardano. Okay, moving on. I just love the title of this. DeFi in Italy, a bubble? Sellers blamed as compound crashes 45% on Coinbase. I mean, you rise that quick, that fast, yeah, you're gonna fall. That's the same thing we just talked about with Vechain. So, Frenetic Dave trading on Coinbase Pro saw unusual activity from what seems to be an early investor in Compound, which briefly hit 427. I hope this dude made $1 million, at least, especially if he's an early owner. Like, the rapid growth of the so-called decentralized finance, or DeFi tokens, is raising fresh suspicions after one altcoin, Compound, hit 427 bucks. I think it started at like 16, so like it's pretty insane. Yeah, so it posted huge gain, crashed at 50%. Research is warning over comp shorting. So Compound, it's an ERC20 altcoin on Ethereum. It launched on U.S. exchange Coinbase Pro this week. And selling pressure is mount for wild volatility. Yeah, you can cash it out for actual cash. You don't got to swap it to something and then transfer and cash it out. You just sell it for cash. You only got to worry about one taxable event. And if you're, not as tech savvy as some people, one less transaction is one less chance to mess something up. So it looks like this investor had 25,000 or up to almost 90K comp. Oof. Oh, man. And then, of course, standard talking of, is DeFi the ICO of 2020? It kind of seems to be, but at the same time, not. So this week alone, Balance DeFi token surged over 2% on the back of its mainnet announcement. So, you can make good money investing in these DeFi things. But again, they're super, super risky. I would be very cautious with it. But, hey, if you got the money to spend, no risk, no reward. But do your research and believe no one, not even me. I'm just some voice talking into a microphone in his office. So but as Cointelegraph reported, even legacy tokens such as Bancor and Maker have seen double-digit gains. It's not too bad. But with all this DeFi madness, and it's definitely a bubble, we're starting to see an increase in Ethereum fees, and that leads me into this one. So it's actually, Ethereum network fees have actually jumped above Bitcoin transaction fees for the past 2 weeks. I believe it ended up being 16 days. Oh man, time of publication, the data site bitinfocharts.com showed the average Bitcoin network fee was $1.10 on June 22nd. Ethereum shows an average fee that was around 62 cents. Bitcoin Cash is like less than a cent. It's for 16 straight days, Ethereum users have paid more to use the network, and a lot of it is because of these DeFi applications. They're all ERC20 tokens, or the vast majority are. And with Compound, you have to lend money, and then you can buy money, and it creates all these complicated transactions that require a lot of gas to run. And that drives up the price that miners can charge to mine it. So, all fees are measured in GUI, or gas. Highlight the gas it takes to send an Ethereum transaction. Is 26 for the fastest transaction conversation. Every tier lower is only a US penny cheaper for standard and safe but low fees. But these prices spike as uses spike, because the more people wanting to use Ethereum can only support so many transactions per second. I believe they just voted to increase it from, I think it was like 33 to 45, which creates larger block times for Ethereum, which can actually hurt you in the long term. There's a lot going on. And really what they're doing is putting a band-aid over things until Ethereum 2.0 can drop, and they can switch over to proof of stake and help to alleviate some of this congestion. But old DeFi causing all sorts of problems. I'm not even going to get into that. All right, so let's jump into this options trading platform, Sparrow. It got $3.5 million in Series A funding led by the HDR Group, which is actually BitMEX's parent company. That's kind of cool. They're really happy with it. Obviously, with everything going on with COVID, the strong interest from investors, it validates their view that digital asset options will be the next high growth market. Well, nothing wrong with that. The platform launched in June of 2019, so it's about a year old. They've had some time to develop. They've seen over 150 million USD options trading volume. Its headquarters in Singapore, and it currently offers Bitcoin and Ethereum options that are settled by smart contracts. Well, that's kind of cool. BitMEX is investing and helping to bring others up. That's good for the development of the space. I actually brought up Sparrow's thing, and it is very bright. Just so bright. Like ridiculously, like this hurt my eyes when I brought it up because all my lights were off. But it's interesting. Never tried to log in, never tried to do anything, but look at that. Asset custody secured with BitGo. Well, that's kind of cool. So there we go. All right, so let's jump over here and talk about the whales. Number 9. Oh yeah, Bitcoin whales. Ignite. Over 288 mil in Bitcoin and flood of transfers, and here's where it is heading. So I will summarize this for you. A lot of money has been moved either off exchanges or to unknown wallets. Some has been moved from one exchange to another, but a lot has been moved to unknown. So what they're saying is the more money that moves off of exchanges, one, that decreases the supply of potential Bitcoin on the markets, that increases demand, and two, it signals that these whales are thinking there's going to be a bull run. A lot of people are talking about it, especially with June 30th. So many option contracts. I think it's 70% of option contracts for Bitcoin are expiring. That's going to lead to an interesting period of volatility. So we're talking next Tuesday. So we're a little under a week away. That's going to be interesting. Definitely interested to see how next Tuesday shakes down. I would not be surprised if we see a very sharp drop. I also wouldn't be surprised if we see a very sharp increase or a sharp drop into a sharp increase. And we'll all be like wacky, waving, inflatable arm tube men on a roller coaster just watching it all happen, because I highly doubt any of us listening are whales. Alrighty. So that is the 9 mostly serious articles. I did want to include this number 10 one because it made me laugh. So Binance.com.au is delivering flowers. So Binance lost a domain name dispute with an Australian florist over that website. They lost a dispute to an Australian florist trading on the name Binance. So on June 17th, the World Intellectual Property Organization, or WIPO, denied a complaint filed by the exchange that Binance had not discharged its onus of demonstrating the respondent does not have the rights or legitimate interest in the disputed domain name. So basically, Binance is like, but we trademarked it first, and then she registered it on the 29th. They also highlighted the director also operates a digital marketing firm and works as a blockchain exchange researcher for a company. So they're insinuating that Nadowitz registered the name for the sole purpose of monetizing it. But she is a florist, and Binance Flowers, Google Translate found, because they're saying it doesn't, but Google Translate supports it. Binance seems to mean paired flowers. I mean, married flowers, like a fiance. I could kind of see it, but it's just funny. Even Binance, they're a business. They're trying to protect their intellectual property rights, and now they got someone trading flowers using their name, and it's kind of funny. But all right. So that kind of does it for me. Market's a little bit down today. Oh yeah, you've seen all that. But is what it is. Cardano kicking around, the only one in the top 10 posting any positiveness, and it looks like it spiked and then dropped, but it's still holding there. So yeah, that will do it for me. Let's keep an eye on things, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Ideally tomorrow, but we will see how that works out. Have a good night.